Whoa.
Welcome back.
Resident Baldy getting
Oh, I forgot
crazy
to
with
change it
it.
back.
That happens.
Listen,
That
we
happens.
already popped the top, so let's imagine. And tonight, guys, we're going healthy. My wife got me a little Olipop classic
Ooh.
grape, little water seltzer thing. Love them.
Hey,
But
Ollipops
man,
are great.
welcome back,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Operation Magic. Of course, it's your boys Josh and James here. We're somewhere in mid-January at this point, rolling through. Just got through the holidays. Great holiday season.
Dude, the
Everything is great.
year is just started and it feels like it's already flying by.
We are
It's wild.
cooking. And
We are cooking, bro.
look, man, just a little reflection. We've gotten to the point where we can do a giveaway, go live, hang out with people, join other people's shows. I mean, we are in the moment that we wanted to happen. It's not about numbers. It's about
No,
community. And
it
we're
really
building
is.
one. We're blending communities. We're being parts of other people's communities. And there's nothing better, nothing more fun than just doing shit like that. I'm having a blast.
Oh, I love
I'm
it.
having an absolute blast.
And for me, what it is, and it's like this community is so wonderful. They're so welcoming, and it's like I go live maybe on Instagram for 15 minutes, 20 minutes at a time, maybe twice a week. And we at least get one new follower every time because they're just picking us up and then like, oh, I haven't heard of you guys. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go check it out. And so it's just gratifying in the sense that we started from the bottom and now we're here, sort of thing.
Now we're here. And
Now we're here.
I just gotta say, when you have a idea and you're tossing it around, whatever that thing is in your head, go for it. Do it. Have fun. Get after
Take
it.
the risk.
Especially in
Take the
this
risk.
realm, it's easy to focus on how many subscribers you have. Oh my God, my numbers, they're up, they're down, whatever. You have to have fun with what you're doing and who
Yeah.
you're doing it with, and just live life, baby. Just live it. And
Just
that's what we're doing, man.
LIVIN. Just keep on living. And
All right.
All right. The fact is, guys, is we're having fun, and we're having fun with you. And the fact is we have so much fun doing these episodes and pitching ideas. And tonight is no different, because it's another last minute idea that I threw to Josh. And I tell you what, it's going to be a good one. I honestly do. I honestly do think this one's going to be fun. It's going to be different. It's like peeling back onions of layers of an onion. I got that almost backwards.
Peeling back onions of a layer. That's the title of this video. Peeling back
onions. So but we're going to be peeling it back a little bit. And it might feel heady for a second, but you'll understand why we're doing it. So Josh mentioned in the last episode that we did about good leaders and how good leaders always bring us, to where we need to be. And they have you back 365, no matter the circumstance. And it got me thinking.
Uh-oh.
There's Disney. Yeah, I know it hurt. And I ate a lot of crayons in this one. But there's a lot of characters that could be heroes, sidekicks, villains, whatever it is, that could be really good or bad leaders and still be promotable and pass and fail. And I just was telling Josh, I go, we've all had leaders like that you felt like, oh my God, this is the shittiest leader that I don't even know how they got promoted. Why have they not been non-rect? Why have, all of these what if questions, whys? And I got to thinking, Disney characters are no different. You know what I mean? It's like, it's so funny to me that you can have, I mean, a great example for me to just kind of get your brain rolling. Scar, great military leader, great military leader. He had the hyenas and marching in perfect toe and line and listening to him, but his ego for control makes him a terrible leader because it's all about ego. It wasn't about the betterment of Pride Rock. It was about fulfilling what he felt should have been his. That's a bad leader. So, and you see that in the military. You see someone, for example, in the Marine Corps, you see somebody come off the drill field, and Marine Corps drill instructors are badass mofo's. They're not anything to be messed with, and they come off and they start treating people. They forget that they were in the fleet at one point, and they forget where they came from. They treat everybody like shit because they're either staff sergeants, gunnies, and they forget that they're still in drill mode, and it takes them about 6, 7, 8 months or a good ass chewing or two to say like, look, cut the shit,
Right.
and you start to see the character of these people. So I think what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that idea?
I getting promoted often reminds me some guys have like that Stanford prison experiment
Yeah,
vibe. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically guards and prisoners switch roles. They're randomly assigned what they represent. And immediately the guards take on this, cocky kind of arrogant persona, and the prisoners take on this like conniving kind of trickster persona trying to escape and plot and stuff. And it's, it changes you. And I've watched a lot of people get promoted and automatically start,
yeah,
you know, presenting themselves in a different kind of light. And on
yeah,
the flip side of that, of Scar, you look at Simba, who, you know, is now by default at the end the leader of the whole gang, the whole squad. Um,
right,
and you can see now you have like a nice, humble, strong, powerful leader that's not like reminding you, hey, I'm in charge of you, right? I'm the guy in
yeah,
charge. More earning it through respect, which is how it should be.
right, and that's it's like we can use Mickey. I'm going to use Mickey as a great example as well in
OG,
this.
OG.
You think about it, he's a very humble, shy person, but when it comes down to it, Mickey knows what he wants to be doing, and it's going to get done one way or the other, good, bad, or indifferent. He's going to figure out a way, and if he ends up failing, okay, but that's the sign of a good leader because they're not afraid to fail. They're not afraid to admit, well, hey, I was wrong in this. Now we need to do this as a team. Good leaders know how to fail, 100%. You
Absolutely.
know, and those
And
are the
some of
one.
these characters, bro, are leaders without even knowing they're leaders.
Right? No, it takes characters. It takes character to be a character to lead. That's because you have to have to be a good leader. You have to find a different characteristic. You have to be that you in some ways you're right. You have to change. That you have to change, but you don't need to change who you are. You just have to remember where you came from, and
Can't. Yeah.
that's like you have to have that character still that you had. Like you have to be the character that you were when you came in. Like if you're this goofy bastard when you came in, remain the goofy bastard, but now you're a leader. You know what I mean?
Right. And Woody was a prime example too of
Yeah.
somebody who, from the start, with the whole Andy's birthday going on, right? You have
Yeah.
this whole operation of figuring out who the new toys are, and just the way it's set up, Woody's the one
Yeah.
calling the shots, and that's not from Andy going, "Hey, this guy's the sheriff in charge," right? It's just the toys
Right.
collectively going, "Hey, this guy's got the qualities, he's got the ability, and he hasn't proved us wrong yet." And in that movie, also, he gets challenged a lot, which is a good, healthy way to remind
It
you that,
is.
like, maybe I'm not making the right choices. Maybe I need to step back a little bit and listen to my people.
Yeah.
The
Let.
people who I'm thrust upon this leadership role that I don't even maybe even want, but I'm here. He didn't ask for any of that; it just kind of happened,
Yeah.
and that's a good way to look at it, I think.
No, 100%. So that's for me like in the military, especially in the Marine Corps, because Marine Corps you're bred like when you go in, they put thrust upon you like you're going to be a leader someday. You're a leader. Every rank every time that you get promoted, you're now leading that Marine. And I know the other branches are like that, but it's really emphasized in the Marine Corps in a different way. And it's the adage, you're going to take care of the person on the left, right, front, behind you idea, covering all areas. but they want you to be prepared when you become a corporal at E4, which I got out at, because that's when the real responsibility starts, and they want you to understand those ideas. And a character that I think that really inhibited a lot of that was that of like Sully. Sully was that type of like, I've got to
Yeah.
lead now. I have to be able to protect Boo. I have to take care of Mike. I have to do X, Y, Z. And he,
You gotta take
and
care of Mike, dude. Mike's a trip.
and then still, and it was never about ego. It was about what was going to be right from the get-go. It didn't matter if it was going to get him in trouble or get him fired. It was about the moral idea and moral compass. And that's the failure that I talk about in a leader. You have to fail to truly be a leader. And he failed in the sense that he let a child come back. Okay. But now that happened. I have to work around this problem and go forward. And that's like, that to me, that was the hardest thing for me when I picked up, was understanding that idea, because I hate, the Marine Corps teaches you not to fail. And at 19, 20, 21, 22 years old,
Oh, you're
whenever
gonna
you're
fail.
picking up these, you're going to fail. But your ego is so, you have to get out of your own way and get out of your own ego space. You know?
I 100% agree. If you don't get out of your own way, it becomes you just become like everybody else, and it's a vicious cycle. It's kind of like parenting, bro. Like if your first supervisor is toxic and not a great leader, unless you have something already instilled in you, you're gonna start copying those same behaviors, and it's gonna be a cycle that never truly ends.
Yeah, 100%. And the one thing I always look for in good leaders was what good that I could take from them. Like if they had great
Yeah.
qualities, I always try to take the best one. And if they had like one bad flaw, I could look over that. But if there's like 3 or 4 flaws and they had that one good thing, it was really hard to look at that good thing and be like, you know, I I can't overlook this one good thing, because you have so many flaws as a leader that it's hard to think that this is just a fluke thing. So it's really hard to pull. But if you had a leader that was on top, great, they've been there, 12, 13, 14, 15 years. They knew troop welfare. They looked after, they never forgot where they came from, but they also understood the position they were in. NCO, staff NCO, officer, whatever it was. They just never, they knew what they were doing. And you always want to pull from those people. And those are the people that you want to learn from. And that's one thing, like this idea of like Disney characters. What characters would you want to learn from? What characters wouldn't you want to learn from? What like side characters should be leaders when their leaders are terrible leaders in front of them? And there's a lot of that within all the Disney IP that we could pull from. There's so many examples. And we're not going to talk like obvious examples, because at the back half of the show, guess what, guys? We have a game. And this game is going to really encompass this idea further. And the idea is we want you all to think like, what makes someone in the military like a good leader, or what makes someone, you know, capable of being a leader? What does it take? And Josh and I both were NCOs. And Josh, you're a staff NCO, right?
Yep.
So we were both, he's an NCO at one point. He's a staff NCO. I was just an NCO. But they each come with different leadership capabilities and command responsibilities. And anytime, even that jump from leadership to NCO to staff NCO to warrant officer to even just flat officer, there's gaps in all of those command changes and whatever you're doing. And there's a lot of guidelines that you have to change within yourself, but you still have to remember all the shit you remember you started, when you started your journey.
Yeah, one of the worst ranks to come in as in the military is a butter bar, bro. You come in as a lieutenant,
Oh
and I don't know
God.
how it works for you guys, but
Yep.
basically these guys go to OCS, get
Mm-hmm.
their rank, and get assigned a squadron. And
Yep.
it
Same
takes
here.
some like figuring out to step in as you're brand new, but you outrank everybody that's for the most part
Yeah.
besides your own command that you're in charge of. And for me, it wasn't so bad because me and a lot of the butter bars were around the same age, so it was kind of
Right.
like, okay, you went to college, I didn't, no worries, you know what I mean? But when you're like E6, E7, you're on 16, 17 years, you know, you gotta earn those guys' respect immediately, and
Yeah.
you can't be real fucking stupid with coming in like you're some hot shit,
No,
officer.
that's exactly it. And the good officers understand that idea right away. Like right away. Like, all right, this is my command, but really it's not my command. You guys have been here in charge for, you've probably been with this unit 6, 7 years. You've been on a couple deployments. You might be getting ready to rotate out, and I need to learn from you as quick as I can. You might be getting ready to leave. And it's like they understand. In the Marine Corps for us, it's the same. You got your second lieutenant, your first lieutenant, and they, come out OCS. Now, the ones that got revered and respected were the Mustangs, the guys who went enlisted first and then went to OCS because they had a lay of the land. And having a lay of the land really helps those officers. I actually was enlisted with the guy by the name of his last name was Anwar, and he, after I got out, about 6 years later, so he went to the drill field, went on recruiting duty, and then he went to OCS. Yeah.
That's
So
yeah, we have obviously we have similar guys that
yeah,
work the line with us, and then they go off and do their thing and come back and are in the higher up position. They got captain status now, and it helps, man. It's like they got all this OJT. They get to learn on the
yeah.
job. And they understand what's going on. You can't be like from a maintenance squadron. You can't be brand new second lieutenant and think that you know how this shit operates.
No,
And
100%.
it takes a lot of earning, a lot of that respect earning, man. And there's a lot of Disney characters that you through the story earn a lot of that respect
You do.
from their peers.
You really do. And it's funny because I got a quick story right out of out of my job school. So the officer, like the commanding officer, he's straight out OCS and he got sent to the schoolhouse to be the officer of a schoolhouse and take over commanding. He's only there 6 months. So he's six. No, he was there a year and a half, something like that. So I see him. He was cool. He was cool as hell. He was like 22. We were all 17, 18 at at our job school. So he's a couple years older than us. Then I get to the fleet, been on a deployment, and I was with one of my sergeants, and I was still Lance Corporal, and I see the officer. I go, "Good morning, sir." I pop to attention, salute him. He goes, "Lance Corporal Kemp, good to see you again. Let me buy you breakfast." And my sergeant's jaw just hit the floor. He's like, "What in the fuck just happened?" I go, "Oh, I know him." He goes, "Yeah, clearly." And I told him the story of how, like, I met him at job school. He was with our command, but he was always out and about, like, in this, like, after hours, just chatting it up with us, checking in troop welfare, just being a genuine human being, straight out of OCS. So it's like I had no problem just showing him that respect because it was like he warranted it. I knew his leadership. He goes, how did you know how did you know him though? Know him that he's going to be that receptive to you? He goes, I go, because he spent the time. It's about time, and that
Right.
it doesn't matter how long you've been in. If you're willing to take the key word here is time to learn and be receptive like a sponge, there's no bounds to what you can know. But then you get guys who are salty and then they just don't give a shit.
Then you've got the guys that I think that this Disney character is an E6, been in for 16 years, and is always the guy that you go to talk to never your direct boss, but the Rafikis of the world that
Oh yeah.
that give you a little wisdom, little golden nugget, some gold dust, just to like get through whatever
Yeah.
hardship you're going through. Like when I first got deployed, I had a guy that was rotating out a week later. We were swapping them out, and he had been there. This is his fourth deployment, and we just randomly were at chow together. And I had the brand new uniform and all that shit. And he's like, "Oh man, is this your first time here?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, well," he just gave me the rundown of the base and how to schedule my 1 day off a week, properly, and made sure I knew everything was at, and gave me a little bit of encouragement, and off he went with no
Right.
other, no expectation of anything. Just doesn't need to do any of that. Just there to help. You know.
Right. Right. No, 100%. And those are the people that you need. Like if I had mine, we called him funny enough, and he fit the persona perfect. Blade.
Oh,
Master
nice.
Sergeant Willis. I talked to this guy. This guy was a 6'6"
Hmm.
black guy who had the blade, like his hairline was like Wesley Snipes' blade. He was just big, bulky, and he put the Wiley X's. Everybody remembers the old wraparound Wiley X's. Put those on.
Yeah, I hear him
He's
somewhere.
like Blade. Yeah,
Got him somewhere.
Master Sergeant Blade. He just called him, and his joke. He'd laugh, and I remember he was my leader pretty much the whole time I was in. I had him besides my school and boot camp stuff, right? I get to the fleet, and he was one of my first leaders I had. Greatest guy in the world. So I get out. I'm living down in San Diego. He's working a civilian job still on Camp Pendleton. And I called him. I go, "Hey, Top, are you off?" And he says, "Yeah, come down to my house and I'll cook you a steak." He cooked me a fucking T-bone steak on his grill. We drank a couple beers. We talked, caught up, and it was like that's my Rafiki. That's like I turned to the guy and I messaged him. I go, "Hey Top, I know it's been a long time, but could you maybe type up a letter of recommendation, probably just as to how I was as a leader for the short time you had me when I was an NCO?" He goes, "Yeah, what years did I have you?" And I told him, and he goes, "Yeah, let me look in my archives, and I'll get back to you." Like straight up, it's like people like that, the pearls of wisdom that can still give you years after being out, even. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah, I had a chief like that, man, who used to come out and work the line with us. And this is a guy who had an office job, and he would come out a few days a week and just tire changes, brake changes, full engine swaps, just out there grinding it out, and never really. He would just cut up like us, and just work, get his hands dirty, and never really
Yeah.
never really like threw that rank around, man. Like that was a guy who, I think the biggest people that throw that around are the guys who like E5s. You get
Oh
E5 and you
God.
start
I
like they give you a couple of troops to be in charge of, and it's like, okay, yeah, I'm king shit
oh
now.
God. So the rank in the Marine Corps for us is gunnery sergeant. Gunnery
Yeah,
sergeant and so gunnery sergeant and master gunnery sergeant. Because so usually master sergeant to master gunnery sergeant, they've been on the drill field. They're at the top of the top, so they usually let you call them top. But once you get to gunny, it's like, oh no, that's gunnery sergeant. Yes, gunnery sergeant. Do you need anything, gunny? It's just like gunnery. It's like, oh my god, just shut. I get it. All right, I'm sorry. Fuck. you know, damn. It's like I
that
get it.
that
You're
rank does something, bro.
yeah, and then you get oh, it's master gunnery sergeant. I'm like, all right, yes, it's not top. Sorry, you know. But Top Willis was like, yeah, you call me Top. I used to knock on his door. Hey, Top, can I come have coffee with you? Yeah, come sit in. Shut the door. People are like, what the fuck? How do you get a closed door coffee meeting? We don't even get that. It's, well, because I build rapport. It's just I've always been that type of person to build rapport with people in the sense of like I'm not there to like kiss ass. I'm just there to pick your brain and learn. I want to learn. I just want to be genuine about stuff. It's like, and that's what makes a good leader, I think, to me. And I think that's what really drew me to this topic, because when we brought it up on the last episode, when you're talking about the leader who saved your ass,
Right.
we've all had leaders like that save our ass. It's like I was talking to you off air about Gary Owens, and if you everybody loves comedy, Gary Owens is someone who was in the Navy, and I always love bringing up veterans who are doing big things. And he's been out for a while, but he told a story of when he got discovered that he was getting on BET and he was doing the comedy stuff, and he was ready to get out, and they went on a panel, and Gary Owens does black comedy if you don't know who he is, and he had his one cool his one cool like Stefan Seal who had his back. Hey, sir, I got you, Gary. We're going to take care of you. And he had the two black guys on the panel, and he had the one white guy, and the one white guy's like, no, I need him. and, and Gary's like, so the whole Navy is going to lose their mind in 3 months without me? He said he looked at the officer and said, I'll do a big fat line of cocaine right here, right now. He goes, you going to do what? I'm getting out one way or the other because I'm already doing something bigger and being like, and the officer, turned to his staff and he goes, sir, I think what he said, he's going to do a line of cocaine on your desk. But to reiterate that point is like, that leader was like, he's not backing down. We're not backing down. I have your back. And that's the whole point of that joke, is like, good leadership. He'll take the joke. He'll take the ass chewing for the joke. He'll remake the joke so no matter what, thick or thin, we've got you. And when I heard that story and that joke, I was like, dude, that's the epitome of a good leader. 100%.
Yeah, dude, Gary Owens is his stuff is a trip. His comedy is great, and I think it's really funny how he blew up while still active in the Navy, right. And he was a cop in the Navy too. So
yep.
His shit's just so funny. His story's awesome. He's a great dude.
He is, and the fact is like, when I hear veteran stories like that, I'm like, that's really inspiring, because it tells you that he was a character already in the military, being a character somewhere else, and he knew what he was doing. And it's like, Disney characters are no different than Gary Owen in many ways. He's like Gary Owen. If I had to put Gary Owen as a Disney character, he would be goofy. He'd have to be goofy in some way, shape, or form.
Oh man. Yeah, that could work. That could definitely work. Have you heard his divorce line when he was talking about his divorce?
Yeah.
Because if you don't know Gary Owen is white, a really normal looking white dude, and he's been married
from Ohio.
From Ohio, and he's been married to a black woman for a long time. Anyway, he started up his comedy show. I was listening to his shit on YouTube, and he's like, I know a lot of you guys want to talk about my divorce. Don't worry, no white women were harmed in my divorce. And I just started dying. I'm like, he's like, it was another black woman.
Yeah. It's just like, his stuff is, but it's relatable because like we do our show. He tries to relate to everybody in his audience the best he can. And that's, for me, I love like veterans who are doing that. There's a bunch of veteran comics out there right now that is killing it with their stuff, and they're doing it in a relatable way to make the veteran feel welcomed in whatever space they're in. And that's the one thing with Disney, that with these characters, good or bad, you feel like you're immersed into that life some way, somehow, and that you can relate to them on the backside of things. And that leads us actually to our game.
All right.
So that topic, guys, that topic led us to our game, and I know it's found.
Do I need paper or anything? Do I need like?
You might want to grab a piece of paper.
This looks like an important military document over here.
All right, important military documents.
A copy of my Nexus letter. There we go.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
It's already been set and filed, so we should be good.
We're going to do what is called the command evaluation.
Okay.
Character command review. So we're going to take 5 characters. Here, 5 heroes, 5 villains. We're going to name the movie or universe. We want to place them in the branch of service of your choosing. Doesn't matter what branch.
Okay.
They can all be Air Force, they can all be Navy, whatever you want to do.
I would never put anybody in the Navy intentionally.
Donald Duck is automatically in the Navy, so intentionally we have to.
I guess, yeah, but we're not gonna go easy, I guess, huh?
No. And so this is the other caveat to this right here. We're taking away the obvious. Taking away Captain America. We're taking away Buzz Lightyear. Any of them that had to do with the military. Period. They are not eligible for this game because we already know their military capabilities. Yeah, I am a little bit dumb. Thanks. I eat crayons. Now, we're also going to place them in a role in the military. So their MOS,
give them a
their job.
Okay.
Give them a
so,
job.
Branch and job. Okay.
They're either enlisted, they're either an
Okay.
NCO or staff NCO.
E or O. Okay.
Yep. And they are either officer or civilian leadership. And we know about civilian leadership within the military because there are different caveats within the civilian sector that do intersect with the actual branch of the military.
Okay.
So there's that. Now, here are the categories. Mission planning, leadership of subordinates,
mission planning, leadership. Okay.
Yep. Adaptability under pressure, ego control. Parentheses, mission is greater than self. So you want to look for the selflessness. So if it's a villain, you got to find that selflessness. And now here are the 3 other categories across the top. You have pass, marginal, or fail. So pass is 3 points, marginal is 2 points, fail is 1 point. Now, here's where it gets tough. If any character, doesn't matter if they're a hero or a villain, gets a 1, they fail on one of these 2 categories, they are not promotable by any standard of the metric that we are going to calculate the scores.
Okay.
So it's leadership and subordinates. Leadership of subordinates and ego and control. If they fail either one of those, they will not get that promotion. Now, we have to justify that with each character. We have to justify why they meet these characteristics that we talked about, and we have to argue why or why not these characters may or may not be that way.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
So good examples would be poor OPSEC, inspired loyalty, froze under pressure, ignored intel. So stuff like that. So basic military stuff that we would know about, like OPSEC, how they handled situations within their universe.
Cool.
I will let you take the first hero.
First hero. All right, let's ease into this and let's take a rather, I want to say easy, but I'll say, like, do they have to be like the absolute hero in the story, or can this be anybody?
It can be anybody. It can be a sidekick.
Right. Okay.
As long as they can be a sidekick. You know.
Okay, we're gonna go Kristoff from Frozen.
Okay. That's a good one.
So we're gonna start off with Kristoff. Write him down.
I need to grab a piece of paper before I forget.
Kristoff.
Okay. Okay, so first category here for you with Kristoff. Mission planning. How would you feel Kristoff is in the mission planning area?
I would say marginal. I would give him a 2. If we only have 3 categories, I wouldn't say he's like the definition of like exactly what perfect mission planning would be. You know, if he didn't get bailed out by Anna from the store, lost his cool, with homie trying to sell the stuff, you know, arguing about how cheap he was being and all that shit. That moment shows that could have handled that a little bit better. So I'll give him a 2 with mission planning.
Okay.
But he's still
Okay.
still quite capable. So
Okay. What about leadership of subordinates?
I'm gonna base this solely off how he treats animals. So I'm gonna go 3.
3. Oh yeah, well he loved animals, man. That's just a great one.
So he was always trying to help. So in the movie, he didn't have a lot of responsibility of like people,
Right.
but when he did have Anna with him, running from the wolves,
Yep.
he did look after her, take care of everything, and you know, show his leadership in moments. So
Fair.
I'd give him a 3.
That's okay. And then adaptability under pressure, obviously. He,
You give him a 3
when
as
he
well for the same
yeah,
reasons.
same reasons. Okay. And then lastly, ego and control. I think I have a feeling this is going to be a 3 as well on that end because he didn't. There was no ego to him.
Dude never showed any signs of being bigger than what the current thing he needed to do was. So
All right.
definitely a
So
3.
the final board decision on him. Never give authority again, remove from command, retain at current level, promote with caution, or promote ahead of peers.
Based off the stuff he had to deal with, what was the second and last one? Promote with caution.
Yes, promote with caution.
I'm gonna go with promote with caution and give him a mandatory communications, not anger management class, but like a communications class on how to talk to people when things don't quite go his way.
All right.
I think he is so much dealing with just his animal that he doesn't deal with people a whole lot. So he's not really good at communication. So I'm gonna promote him with caution.
That is totally fair. So my first character is going to be Flick because I'm easing into this.
So are we? When do we do the branch and job and stuff like that then with these guys?
Okay, yeah, we should have done that. We should have already done that.
Okay,
So
okay. So we'll just finish the branch and job and rank.
All right. So what rank would you give him? Would he be enlisted, NCO?
I'll start branch first. I think.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna throw Christoph into the army.
Army, okay, all right.
I think he fits
that bill.
Army bill. Yeah.
Okay. And then
Army bill. Yep.
What like position would he be? Would he be an enlisted? Would he be NCO?
That's
Stuff NCO?
100% enlisted E4 right there all day.
Okay.
Going for that, promote him to E5 with some caution. That makes sense.
Okay. That's totally. And what type of job would he be doing? Would he be like
I'm not too familiar.
Ranger?
I'm not too familiar with army jobs, but I could see him as some kind of cargo loader, some kind of support role that gets deployed and then gets into a little bit of shit, and he handles himself well. Like he's capable, but it's just not his main thing because he was never going around frozen as some badass. He was just selling ice. So I would put him in some kind of support role, loading cargo or something. He's a strong, young dude. So I put him in somewhere where his strength is needed and not a lot's happening.
Right. No, 100%. So my first hero is going to be Flick from A Bug's Life.
Okay.
I would put him also in the army.
Okay, so you're gonna do it the other way. You're gonna do branch and stuff like that first.
Yeah, I'm looking at it since we just talked about it. So I'm looking.
Okay, cool.
So
all right.
And I would put him as well as an enlisted because he really was just that enlisted personnel.
Can I give you a counter to that?
Yeah, sure.
He's given Butterbar energy to me, bro.
Okay, but
because
hear
when
me
he goes on like a little like, I'm gonna go help and I'm gonna do something productive, and he just messes everything up. That is screaming second lieutenant to me, bro.
But that is also screaming brand new PFC been wet in the ears in the fleet, and you think about the adventures he's been put on. Think of all the bullshit that you had to do as a private first class, as an E2, and all the random adventures you had to go on to do those things. It was never easy. It was always
No.
a failure to adapt. But I'm not going to go that far as enlisted. I'd put him as an NCO though. He gives me
Okay.
NCO energy because he failed enough, but he learned as well. He found a way to lead his people, and this is mission planning. I am going to give him a 1. A 1 on that mission, man.
No need to go any further, homies toast.
Yeah, dude. Like he straight up we know mission planning's tough. And for him, for being thrown out to the wild and having to do it on his own, he just had to wing it, man. And there was no plan. So there's a 1. But when he got people, the leadership of subordinates, I'm going to give a 3 automatically because, yeah, he had a little bit of an issue and it took a little bit of convincing. And yeah, did he lose a bit of control? But when they saw him in trouble, a good leader, like, he failed as a leader a little bit, yes. But what happens when a good leader fails and they start to lose a bit of control? Those people that kind of gave up on him rally around him. And that's what happened in A Bug's Life. Everybody rallied around him, and that's, to me, that's a good leader, you know?
Okay.
Adaptability under pressure, a bit marginal. It's a bit desired, you know, but it's not one of those things that I don't think it's a deal breaker. You know what I mean? And the
Mm-hmm.
great thing about him, it's a 3 for ego and control because it was just about the mission of trying to do what they needed for the colony. It was never about him. And he
Okay.
never lost sight of that. It was always about what they needed, and he always felt he was failing the colony. From what my take on it, and that was
Okay.
my thought on it. So with that idea, going down to final board decision, I am going to retain at the current level.
Okay. That's good.
Because yes, he came back a hero, but with the struggles he had, he's just not ready to be promoted to that next rank. He's there, but he's not there. So he's in the zone, and it's going to take a little bit of time.
Okay. I agree with that.
So who is your first villain?
Villain, huh?
Yeah, villain.
Hmm. Try not to go too obvious. We already talked about Scar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, who do I want to take? Okay, I want to go Hades, I guess.
That
Hades. I
was
think Hades would be a good
okay.
one to start with. What do you want me to start at? You start at Branch?
So yeah, start with Branch.
I'm putting the Hades in the Navy because he had a little
Pizzazz.
something, a little zest to
Yeah,
him,
a little zest. Right.
a
Hades.
little zest. So, and guys, listen, military branches can make fun of each other. Okay, if you're offended, you probably didn't serve, so don't leave us alone. Yeah, leave me alone.
Yeah.
And you gotta admit, Hades was a little zesty. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying this is who he was.
No, he was. He was a little flamboyant. He got a little upset.
I'm putting him down there, and I'm ranking him at a 4-star general.
I could see that
because he's running the whole underworld.
Yep.
So I mean, you can't put him at anything other than complete command of where he's at, right? So if you're down there, if you're in his territory, you report into that man. So that's where he's at. Navy, 4-star general.
Okay,
Um,
he's an officer. All right, mission planning.
three,
How do you rate him? Three. Okay.
three, a
Leadership of
three,
subordinates. Okay.
a three,
A,
a three.
adapt all the way. You're promoting him.
I am
You,
not. I will even go as far to say Hades' ego control. We listed it as a mission over self, and he always seems to put that whatever his goal is. See, it's a hard thing to say mission over self when you're talking about villains because their mission is
right.
to promote themselves, to make themselves in a
But
better light,
they,
better
but
situation.
you've always had those villains on the military that were like it was about them, but it's also about the military at the same time. You know what I mean? And
Right.
promoting the mission. So I don't disagree with Hades because he was about the mission of himself, but it's also about the mission of making everybody else suffer in the underworld. So I mean, yeah, you
Yep.
know,
So I think he slews across the board then, and I think he can't be promoted because he's as high as he can go, or as low as he
right,
can go, however you look at
right,
it.
okay, okay. So my next one, this is a bit of a sleeper here. Frollo, Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Okay. Okay.
Now I'm gonna put Frollo. This is funny because I wasn't going like I I'm gonna put him in the Coast Guard. He's gonna go in the Coast Guard.
Okay. Coasty.
He's a coastie because you coasties they serve. I love Coast Guard. They serve, but they don't serve. If that makes sense, they protect our waters. They're like they do
It's
what they
foreign
have
and
to do out
domestic,
there.
right? So
Yeah,
they're the
foreign and
domestic.
domestic.
They're
And
the domestic side. So
he dealt more of the authoritarian domestic affairs side of everything, and he had this unyielding moral code. And it seems like every coastie has this moral code. Like they don't know how to act because their code doesn't allow it. And like the Marines, we have a moral code, but we piss all over it drinking. And then so it's like with that, it's like for me when it came down to mission planning, it was a 2 because there was really no mission. He was really just trying to stay in power,
right.
stay in rule.
Okay.
But leader of subordinates, that is a fail. That's like he was pretty. I think he was the biggest dick of all Disney villains. He was a dick.
It was a pretty big asshole, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like nobody wants to follow a leader that's a complete asshole. Like, dude, why am I even here? You know, and but ability to adapt under pressure, he proved that he could to some level. And for me on that, it's like it's his unwavering belief of the self-righteous actions of himself. You know what I mean?
Right.
That makes it. It's like that's what made him so unwavering and adaptable to who he was because he had a higher power that he was like trying to showcase. The leaders that can be blinded by their own ideas. And here's a great example of being blinded by himself. And that's why he fails as a leader on not only leader of subordinates, but he is able to adapt because of that own blindness to his own self. But he fails on ego. So I would strip him of all command
Okay.
because as much as he's one
He,
of those
he
villains.
seems he seems like to me at E7 that always gets turned down for promotion for E8.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You
That's
know what I
even
mean?
better. Yeah. Yeah.
It just makes him so pissed off and hates everybody.
Yeah.
Just like
Because he's
I'm
that
perfect. Why aren't you promoting me?
he's that E8 that E7 that went and got three or four DUIs and wonders why they're not getting promoted.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's like, and that one, it's like, guys, we're all over the board. These are characters that we're pulling from the Disney universe, and we're adapting them. However, so who is your next hero?
And I'm trying not to do too many like super easy ones,
No,
But
that's why I chose
but when
Frollo.
you're a
Frollo was so
Disney
hard.
fan, it's like everybody's kind of um everybody's kind of like known for the most part, especially if you're one of our
Right.
listeners and just ball, right?
Yeah, you
I'm
know
gonna
how
go
we
with
play.
I'm gonna go with our first Marine pool. I'm putting
Okay.
this I'm putting this kid in the Marine Corps. He's
Okay,
got
who?
Marine Corps energy. He's rowdy. He's got some questionable ethics early on in the movie. Um, does some, you know, some things that will get you in trouble. I'll put him at maybe corporal. Is that E4 for you guys?
Okay. Yep. That's an NCO.
And we're throwing our boy Aladdin in there.
Oh, that's solid though. That's a good
We're
choice.
throwing we're throwing Aladdin in there. He's giving me like a little marine dude.
Okay.
But I think he would shine in some small unit kind of chaos. So
Oh, I can
um
see that. Okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
I don't know what his job would exactly
I
be.
I could see in a small unit chaos. I could see him being someone like he could be a grunt almost because it's just that street urchin mentality. He
Yeah.
put
So
himself
let me
there.
let me ask you a question then.
Yes, sir.
You have how many guys would you say would take to make a door kicker unit for a marine group? Just like
Oh, just
five?
just a small fire team.
Yeah.
Uh, between 4 and 6, you can make it happen.
So I wouldn't put Aladdin as I'll put Aladdin like second in whatever command of that small
Okay.
group of people.
Oh,
So
so
he's
he'd
not
be he'd be a squad leader. He'd be
he's
like
not
a
calling the shots per se in
yeah.
that, but he's also somebody who he's that
He'd be
guy
an
like you see in
E4.
the movies where it pops off and there's always that one reliable dude
Mm-hmm.
that's just making shit happen, putting great shots
Yep.
down range, taking care of
He
people.
yep.
Like he's
He'd be
been
a
there
corporal.
before. He's done it a few
Yep.
times. And but he's not that guy yet.
Yeah. No, he'd just be a brand new corporal E4, learning the ropes as an NCO.
Cool.
He'd be a squad leader for sure because that's usually when you get your first squad. Given your first squad leader position, you're learning from a sergeant. The platoon sergeant, and you're finally you're carry. He'd almost be. I'd almost want to call him an 0342, a mortarman, a
Okay.
guy that's blowing shit up, kicking doors in, setting taking small arms fire.
Now, mission planning, I'm giving dude a 3.
Okay.
Leadership is the only place where I'm like hesitant because I wouldn't exactly call Aladdin the definition of a leader
Okay.
per se. So I think I'm gonna go marginal on that one.
Okay.
Adaptability under pressure is good, so we'll go pass on that 3. And I don't think homie's got an ego. He had a whole genie. He could have done whatever he wanted. So, um, well, yeah, I would say a 3 would be fair for Aladdin for that mission
So
over self.
okay, yeah, that's good. I think so. Um, so how would you rate him? Would you take him as a? Would you promote him? Ahead of peers. Promote with caution. Retain at current level. Remove from command, or never give authority again.
I got to go back for a second. Hold on, before I go there, let me think real
All right.
quick because I think I'm gonna change my 3 to a 2,
Okay.
only because it wasn't homie's first wish to force Jasmine to be in love with him. Or am I
Yes.
remembering it incorrectly?
Yeah. You're right.
That's Marine all over it, dude. Like, hey, yeah, no, no, hey, no, I get I
Hey.
can wish for whatever, but like that chick's hot, like super hot, and it'd be really cool if you can make her just like think that I'm really super hot and really cool. So, like no money, none of that. Just like let's make her fall in love with me. That sounds like a good wish.
Yeah, that's
Um,
like a great wish.
so I think it was Jasmine, and I think it
Yeah.
was he was about to die.
Yeah.
He was about to die or something, like drown, and then he freed, he freed the genie,
Yeah.
right? something like that. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna change it to a 2. That's borderline. That might be borderline a fail in the ego department because that's kind of a poor
So
that's kind of a poor
so
choice.
so yeah. So
Wishes.
right, it's a poor choice, right? But take the marginal on it because he showed, it's inconsistent, but he's dependent outside of that little bit of help that he needed, And
Yeah,
also, this is the other thing I'd say. He tricked the genie as well into that
yeah.
out of because he didn't make the wish. He just tricked the genie and saying, I bet you can't get us out of here, sort of mentality. It's like, okay, I'll show you I can.
Yeah,
And
so okay, I'll
so,
settle on 2.
okay, so and here's something I forgot to mention at the very top of the game. Maximum score is 12, minimum is 4, but you can, if you fail one of the two ones, you don't get to promote, no matter
Okay.
the score. So, all right. So my next hero. Oh boy, you took my hero, by the way. You took
Oh,
Aladdin.
did I?
It's okay
Were
though.
you
I'm
gonna put
not.
him in the Marines also?
No, actually, I wasn't. He was not going
No.
to go. No,
Okay.
he was not going to go into the Marine Corps. Um, he he would have been probably. I probably would have put Aladdin somewhere in like, I don't know, the Space Force,
I
Air
thought Air
Force.
Force was too easy with the carpet. You know,
Yeah, that's
I more
true.
went off his personality.
For me, my next hero, he's more of a sidekick actually.
Okay.
He's one of my favorites, Maximus from, from
Maximus.
Maximus from Tangled. Now, Maximus to me embodies that of a Marine. Maximus is, he's truly loyal, which Marines are. He doesn't give up on the mission. He literally he would be that staff sergeant, or yeah, that staff sergeant who's about ready to be promoted to gunny, ready to like take. He's been leading for a long time, and he knows what his job is, and he would be leading probably a communications team somewhere, intel, something, probably intel. I'd
Mhm.
probably put him in intel because look at what he did to seek out Flynn. Flynn. Just think about it. He had all the intel in the world, and he did not give up. And I would put him, like I said, staff NCO. Mission planning, he did not give up on that mission. No, if you gave that guy a mission, hey, pretty well off. Leadership and subordinates, pretty marginal when it came down to listening. When it came down to like the mission and doing what he needed to do. But when it came down to like being befriending and understanding that now I have to go save Rapunzel and I'm now on their side, he did pretty much follow suit. Again, that goes with the 3 on the adaptability under pressure, and he's pretty solid under pressure, and he let ego over self. So this is where people are like, well, Maximus is this character that he was all ego, is all about like getting Flynn. No, but he died to self in that when all said and done, he got Flynn, and then it was like, all right, now we have to go save the princess, and it kind of dawned on him. He died to self, and he chose mission over self. He could have easily said, "Fuck this! I'm going to let Flynn rot in jail," and he came and helped free him. You know what I mean? So with that said, I would promote with caution with all of that
Yeah.
said, because he did everything necessary, but his flip floppiness on his shower shoe like abilities to be a flip flop when you don't need him to be, you
Okay.
know. But that dying to oneself is important. But it's you have to pick and choose when you're going to die to yourself, and if you want to continue the mission that you originally set on, or is the cause worth giving up the mission that you originally set out to do? You know what I mean? And good
Gotcha.
leaders have solid boundaries, especially if you're a Marine.
I I agree with everything, but his doofy face makes me not want to put him so high as far as the rank goes.
All right. So
Looks like
instead of five, we're going to do 3 each because this is taking a little bit
okay.
longer. So because we're now at 2 heroes. We're getting ready to do 2 villains. I think we have time for one more each before we get out of here.
Okay, you want to do one more hero, one more villain each, or one more
Uh,
hero each?
no. So let's do another villain, and then we've got 2 villains, 1 hero.
Okay, so all right, so it's my turn for
A
which
villain.
one? A
Do you
villain.
do you have a yeah? Because I just did Maximus. Yes. So yes, villain is you.
This guy. Okay, I guess I gotta look up his name. I forget his name.
But give me the movie, and I'm able to help you.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
I'm going with Clayton from Tarzan.
From what?
Tarzan.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Um,
that's good. That's a good one.
who looks like um, I've got to put him in the army.
Okay.
He looks like an army guy already. Great firearm. Uh, oh, he's knows his way around a gun. And I'm gonna put him. I'm gonna go major in the army. I don't think
Okay.
he's enlisted material because he still has that cleanness about him, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Where he's not really all that rough, but his nails are manicured. Um,
Okay. Yeah,
he's
that makes
got that.
sense.
He's very clean. So we haven't really stuck with the job thing, but I don't know about army jobs, but I could just see him that like he did like that cross thing, whatever the army's version of being enlisted then going officer. I could see him have been in some stuff when he was younger, maybe been deployed a few times, kicked in a few doors,
Okay.
did some of the grunt work, and now is in a desk somewhere, uh, in control of something. Um, yeah, his weapons proficiency is pretty good. So uh, now mission planning, that is a 3. To be honest, if it could be any higher, I mean, homie came up with a perfect plan to trap Tarzan and all his crew on the ship.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Are you back?
Okay. I'm
Oh,
back. Haha.
did you hear what I said or no? You good?
No, I didn't, but I'm good though.
Oh,
You
okay. I basically was saying I would give him a higher rating on mission planning if I could, because he
okay?
trapped the whole crew on the ship. Very
Yeah.
conniving, had one goal in mind, and almost pulled it off. So
Right.
leadership, if I mean he's a villain, so just going based off his own control of his own crew, they respected the hell out of him and listened to everything he said to do. Um, Nobody questioned him on the side of his own people. So I'll give him a 3 on leadership too.
Okay.
Uh, Adaptability under pressure, I gotta give him a 1. I
Oh.
gotta give him a 1.
Okay.
And I do that because everything went his way in the movie, uh,
Okay.
with befriending Tarzan, getting him to show him where the apes lived,
Yeah.
making him feel welcomed. It wasn't until it finally hit the fan that he was got any kind of pushback, and the whole shit fell apart. You
No, that
know,
makes perfect
and
sense.
and,
No.
and he got his ass, got his gun broken, and got his ass kicked. So, um, I give him and another classic Disney death that is very like kind of
Right.
graphic in a way too.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
hanging from the vines by his neck
That's such a.
is insane. It's
It is
insane.
truly
So
insane.
because he died, then the adaptability has to be a 1.
Yeah.
You know, as
Definitely.
he's a
I am.
goner.
I'm actually going to take this into the Disney. I'm going to go to different IP. I'm going to pick Short Round. Not Short Round. My villain. Sorry. Short Round's going to be my next hero. But I'm going to pick. Crap. I had it. I want to say I can't remember his name, but he's the villain in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Not Raiders of the Lost Ark, but not Raiders of the Lost Ark. Damn it. Temple of Doom. Oh God, I have to look his name up. I have to look it up. But he is. His name is going to slip my mind, and it's going to piss
I
me
can't
off.
remember.
But you know who I'm talking about.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, Molaram, Molaram, and Temple of Doom. Now, Molaram starts out. You think he's going to be this nice person. He's going to be welcoming because when you first see Molaram, he's dressed in a what? A suit, a tie, presenting himself as better than and as the kind of the caretaker of the prince. Little did we know the evil deeds that were happening below that labyrinth of that palace.
Okay.
And the fact of the matter is I think for a true villain, he fits the arc of a leader that is conniving, shady. I'm going to put him. I am going to put him at the highest echelon of services. I'm going to put him at the civilian leadership of the Joint Chiefs of Staffs,
Okay.
as he's going. He's going to be a retired, technically still in, 2-star general, 3-star general, who
Okay.
who pretty much I don't say this lightly, fucked his way to the top. If you know if you get what I'm saying. Um, Stabbed people in the back, stepped on toes, didn't care what he did to get there, and he got his position by being that way, by burying bodies underground and nobody knew about it. And when it comes down to just the idea of mission planning, I 3 leadership of subordinates. I mean 3 since he beat them into submission. Adaptability under pressure, yeah, that's a 3. But when it came down to self-remission, that's where he fails.
Okay.
He fails because he was more about himself than the mission of trying to preserve what he said he was trying to preserve. And the misrepresentation of his self and what service he was doing. So that's where I fail him on his ego. He let his ego, because you know how that gets once you get into the upper echelons of any enlisted or officer. It's really easy to let your ego take control and say, well,
For
I'm going to
sure.
present up doing it for the mission. So Molaram is my villain. Who's your next hero? Last hero.
I didn't want to do this one, but I'm gonna do it because the more I think about it, it's hard. It's not the true hero in this movie, but somebody we talked about earlier. And I
Okay.
just want to see. I want to do this one in depth of like we started with the branch, the job, and all that stuff, just to try to think about this
Okay.
guy more. I'm going Rafiki,
Okay.
and while he's not like the obviously Simba is the hero of Lion King and Mufasa is also arguably a hero in the Lion King. Um, I think that none of the Lion King can happen without Rafiki in it.
Okay. All right.
Um, so
No, no. Please explain. Like, what branch would you put him in then? What branch?
listen now, stick with me.
I'm fault. Yeah.
Putting Rafiki in the Marine Corps,
Okay.
and
I'm tracking.
I'm going E7,
Okay, so you're telling
E7,
me he's a
E8, around
gunny?
there,
He's a gunny?
around there, and we're talking about a guy that let's say Rafiki joined the Marines
I
in.
put him as a Master Sergeant E8. I put him as an RE8
Okay,
Master Sergeant because
all right, we'll go
what
E8.
yeah.
Now let me paint this picture for you, okay? Rafiki joins the Marines in June of 2000,
Okay.
okay? Because he's maybe a peaceful dude overall, but has a capacity for violence.
Okay.
He's taught well, he learns well. He's in the middle of his enlistment when 9/11 happens, and Rafiki is one of the first units, boots on the ground,
Okay.
to kick off the era of 9/11. And
Okay.
he's seen some shit. He's done some shit. He's already, and by the time the Lion King comes out and he's in this role, he's already gone through and learned about how to handle all of his mental stresses, dealt with any PTSD he has, and is now a warrior in the garden.
Okay.
And he's just trying to live out his life peacefully and do his
He's
thing.
trying to write out his enlistment, getting ready to get
And
out once. Yeah.
and and he shows in the movie signs of like, I'll fuck you up. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll fuck you up in an
Yep.
instant. And I know the movie's about you and about your dad and about Scar, but I'll fuck all y'all up.
Yeah.
And I'll do
Nope.
it with a
100%.
smile and a little quote for your ass. So um he's definitely a salt of the earth Marine, bro. Like been there, done that a
Yeah.
few times, and has saved countless people. This dude's ribbon rack goes down to his nuts, and
Yeah.
just
Yep.
that kind of dude to me. Um,
That's the guy I like.
so I'm gonna put him in a job in the Marine Corps of pre-deployment training the
Okay.
guys who are about to
Yeah.
go
He's a
overseas,
trainer. He's a trainer.
and
Okay. I like that.
and um, and he's in a position where he gives people great training, great
Yep.
advice, preparing them for war,
He works in the
and
S shops or the G shops for sure.
making Marines feel comfortable right before they get
Yep.
into the shit.
Yep.
Um, so that's the branch job and rank I put him in.
I can see this being
And,
all
and, and,
threes.
and across the board, he's threes. I mean,
Yep.
mission planning is the only kind of thing to where if you just go by the Lion King, he's not on a mission
No.
really. He's just
His.
a part of somebody else's mission,
Yeah.
and the fact that he will, you know what? No, I'm gonna give Rafiki a 2 on mission planning. Here's why. Okay,
All
you know he's a
right.
badass character. He does. He's not direct.
No, he
He's
isn't.
not. He's not direct with his like help of Simba, which is good because Simba's got to figure some shit out on his own. But if he really was like hyper focused on the mission, he would go, "You need to do A, B, C to get this shit done," and
Okay.
he just kind of leaves him out to dry a couple times. You know, he does smack him around a little bit too. So, but arguably threes across the board,
Okay.
uh, and a goated character, easy
I love
character,
that.
I think. But I more wanted to do the branch job
All
and
right.
rank because that seemed fun with Rafiki.
Yeah. No. No. Now, is this one of those ones because you don't want to retain him at his current level? Obviously, is this a promote with caution or a promote ahead of peers? Because
Head
he's
up
getting
peers.
right in his. Okay.
Yeah,
Because
give him his cut him his check.
Okay. So my next hero, and this is one that when I saw the name and I thought about the name short run, no, Dodger, Oliver and Company. This is
Okay.
one Marine Corps. He's in
No.
He's in E3. He is he's that Lance Corporal. He's that rank before you become a corporal, and there's this thing that we call the Lance Corporal Underground. These are the guys that know everything, know when it's happening, before it's happening. These are the guys that if you need something, they'll make sure you know where to get it and how to get it. And when you look at Dodger, he is definitely that when it comes down to the movie Oliver and Company. Straight up, he's the guy that if you need to grab some food, you know where to go. He's the walking that beat on the street that if you need it, he's got it. And then if you look what he did with Oliver, pretty much he taught him up, and that's what Lance Corporals are meant to really do in the Marine Corps. Those are those ones that you walk into the barracks the first day, like, what's your name? I'm PFC so and so. Well, what's your name? Give me your last name. No, what is your name? They want to know you, so they know how to help you in the best way they can. So when it comes down to mission planning, marginal. These guys don't know shit about the mission fully. They know enough, but
Yeah.
they're not planning anything. Now, leadership of subordinates, that's PFCs and privates below them. There's not a whole lot of leadership there. A 2. But this is where it gets good for Dodger. The adaptability under pressure is a 3 because he knew how to adapt just the overall settings to make it work, to make that whole idea of making Oliver get back to his family, helping his friends, making sure that Sykes has everything he needs. Making sure that not Sykes, but his buddy, that they're helping out. That the human has what he needs. And then ego and control is a 3 because it's never about him. It's never about Dodger. It's about everybody else around him. And that shows when they bring Oliver into the picture of the game. So for that, I would put him at promote with caution because he's there, but he's not quite there. And I'm doing that because of just the idea of leadership of subordinates and mission planning, a little bit more readiness there.
So let me ask you a question to challenge your rating a little bit, to stick up
Okay.
for Dodger just a hair, if you
All
don't
right.
mind.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Your reasoning for leadership was he doesn't really have, there's not many people under him. And the mission planning is because he doesn't really plan the mission. So would you say those two things are kind of outside of his control?
Yeah.
Because
And
the
so,
leaders of his gang, of his crew,
well, yeah, he's
I'd
he's the
say
leader of his
he's
crew.
pretty good.
Well, yeah. So for someone who is, so I'd say like his their human is the corporal, and yeah, he's got control of. He's given a little bit of control because lance corporals are given a little bit of more say, a little bit of control. And so yeah, I would give him okay leadership of the ones around him. I'll give him a 3. I'll bump that up to a 3. But mission
Because in the
planning,
world of all E3s, they're all
yeah,
going to be given
right,
the same cards, right? So
right,
who can handle those better?
yeah, yeah.
And
Who
Dodger's
can
a
chase the yeah.
pretty good example of like, okay, this dude can be bumped up for sure.
Yeah, I know. I can
Franklin,
and I
yeah,
can challenge. I challenge the brass ring. Yeah, that's what they want. It's like who's going to come for the brass ring? Who's next for that? And that's a good point. Good. But once you said that, I'm like, yeah, I see that. But the mission planning, that's kind of
yeah,
out of his control. But that's why you have to say 2 on a marginal because you can't fail him on that. Because how can you fail someone who doesn't really have control of their own destiny in that sense? What they have control of is how they get to the mission and how ready they are
true,
for that mission.
true.
So
Okay.
like I said, I still promote with caution because of yeah.
Uh-oh. Have we lost you, James? I think we may have lost James. James? James? I'm going to give James a few more seconds to figure out his technical difficulties, and then we're pretty much done anyway. So, um, who do you guys think is the best leader in the Disney sphere? I don't know.
There we go. There we are.
Okay, I was just
Oh,
wrapping up
so
for us. I was just
internet.
wrapping it up.
All right. Well, we might. So do we? I think we have enough time to get through this last villain. Let's make it quick because we know what we're doing. Last
Oh,
villain. Who's your last villain, real quick?
we're doing another
One
villain.
more.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, we're doing one more villain.
Oh, my bad.
Oh no, you're good. Wait, well the
Okay.
internets are messing with us both, so it happens.
I'm just going to my list of villains here. Um, ooh, I think I'm gonna take a softball here to end it.
Okay,
Okay, I'm gonna
softball.
go
Okay.
I'm gonna go outside of like uh old school Disney, and I'm just gonna go straight up Thanos.
Ooh, okay,
I'm
Thanos.
gonna go with Thanos. And again, I didn't pick anybody that I would put in the Air Force. I don't know why I didn't do that. I should have stuck up for my branch a little bit, but I'm also throwing Thanos in the Marine Corps.
Dang.
And I'm throwing him in the Marine Corps just because that's a bad dude. That's a
He's
bad,
a
bad
bad
man.
dude.
That's a bad mamma jamma right there, son.
Yep.
So, but I'm putting him in the Marine Corps, but I'm putting him like high up there.
I
He
would
got
put
some
him at
scars
that.
on the shoulders.
Yeah, I wouldn't even
And
give him. Yeah, yeah.
he's one of
I
the hardest to deal with villains in the whole shit, you
so
know?
I'm going to challenge the stars on his shoulders. I'd say make him a warrant officer because those are the guys that like
Okay.
yeah, the warrant officers, if you think about it, because that's a supply guy. So our warrant officer was an asshole. Come half like on a Friday, you think you're getting off at noon? Nope, we're dropping 10,000 inventories. Have fun. Really?
Okay.
Like a snap, Thanos, snap of the fingers. Oh, your weekend's fucked. What? You know?
So, mission planning, I'm giving Homie a 3.
Okay.
Leadership, I'm giving him a 1 because he doesn't care about anybody. He will sacrifice anybody.
Yeah.
If to get the Soul Stone, he didn't have to kill Gamora, but he had to kill anybody he cared about. He cared about Gamora. It was shown that he cared about
Right.
Gamora. He shed a tear for her. So the fact that you would sacrifice your own people for your mission, I mean, he's definitely getting mission over self a 3. Adaptability under pressure a 3 as well because it took them 2 full movies to kill him. So I definitely think that he fails overall for leadership, but he passes everything else with a 3.
Okay. All right. That's, I mean, failing leadership. I mean, yeah, that puts him non-promotable, which funny enough, most warrant officers end up non-promotable because they're assholes. It takes them forever to get promoted because they're just like they're at the top of their field. They're that enlisted officer rank that gets no respect. They give me no respect here. You know.
Yeah, he doesn't even
They
like
get
seek
shit
that
all over.
out. He doesn't even care
No,
if people follow him or not.
no,
He'll just kill you if you don't.
no.
So
Yeah. Those are the guys that owe back taxes. Those are the guys you don't fuck with. Straight up. So my final villain, and this one I have no other choice but to go to the Marine Corps because once you hear his name, you're going to understand why. Colonel Miles Quaritch from the movie
Colonel
Avatar.
Miles. Colonel Miles, he actually might have been a Marine.
He might have
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
He looks like he might have actually been a fucking Marine, like for real.
Yeah. And that dude, so I'm going to keep him at the officer rank because no joke. That's what, like, if I'm picturing Marines like 150 years from now, that's him. That dude is a mech warrior of mech warriors, but he played a ruthless villain. He played someone that knew the mission. He knew how to command a room. He knew how to take control of every resource. He knew what the fuck he was doing. The only thing that hurts him is his own ego. Because he's been in charge so long, he doesn't understand that changes have to happen in order for things to progress. And he's a dinosaur. It's that adapt or die. And that shows at the end of the movie. For me, when it comes down to mission planning, 3. Comes down to leadership of subordinates, 3. Adaptability under pressure, 3. When it comes to mission over self, give that a 2. He doesn't fail completely to his ego because he had a mission. They were going after the tree. But yeah.
I have something that might bump him to a 3. Okay.
What's that?
There's one
What's
moment
that?
in the movie where his ability he's manipulative. And people to be manipulative you have to put your ego away. Right?
That is true.
So he tried to come at homie from a different perspective of like, hey, I get it, and like softer. And I know in his head he did not want to be that way.
No, so God, no.
That kind of shows that like he cared enough about wiping those people out of existence that he'll swallow his pride to see if maybe this avenue will work with being a little bit softer.
Yeah. Oh no, that's true. He and that's any good officer. Period. I mean, look at Jack Nicholson in A Few Good Men, just trying to manipulate the situation. This is our job. This is what we do. You need me here. You want me here. and that's kind of how Miles was too. Was like that's the same idea. So I'll take the 3. That's I mean, would I promote like? Do I want to promote his ass? No. Will I promote his
No,
ass? No. I'll retain him at his current level because he's good at his current level. But I ain't giving him any more power than he already has because that fucking guy. There's something loose up there. Like you see him just fight, like training, throwing punches with a mech. That's a guy you don't want to mess with.
no, I wouldn't
Shrapnel
mess with him.
scars. No, this guy has been through, and it's like I had to think about that one. It was almost a softball, but it wasn't because dissecting a Marine from a Marine's perspective, it's a lot harder.
Yeah, fair.
It's a,
Well,
but
that was
from
fun.
my
Dude.
yeah,
That was good.
we went a lot over than we wanted to. We wanted to try and keep this to an
Okay.
hour, but this is one of those things that this game, I think it took on a whole different life of its own.
Yeah, yeah. You get to
So
dissect these characters a little bit. That was fun.
yeah, and I felt this episode was good to tie into the last episode we did. And guys, this this new year, we want to start trying to tie in our episodes to previous episodes and talk more about the mental health and the Disney side of stuff and how the military and Disney and we've got some really fun episodes that will be coming out and coming up that Josh and I will have to talk about in the future. I hope you
It's
guys
gonna be
enjoyed this
fun.
episode. It's gonna be a great year. I'm excited for it. We're only a couple weeks into January, and I'm already looking forward to what this year brings, what excitement it's going to bring, and this year of Operation Magic. We're going into so we're like what 6 months in now. We're gonna be at a year before too long, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're only 5 months in, to be honest. Wait,
5 months in.
end of August, yeah.
Yeah, end of August.
So September, October, November, December. Yeah, we're going into our 5th month. And
Dang.
my birthday is on January 21st. So this episode will be out before then. I'm going to call it now and say there
Yes.
might be potentially a short live just to
Ooh.
hop on, celebrate turning 23, and have some fun, play some games,
Yeah,
have a little buzz,
dude, I'm all about it.
get back and hang out. So maybe we'll see. We'll see.
Well, we'll
Maybe,
see. We'll
possibly,
see.
probably.
Yeah, and dude, I'm so excited that we're into January. I can't wait for our year. We have to plan our year like celebrations sooner rather than later. We're in January and it's already flying by. So,
And
and
go quick.
guys, it'll go quick. So again, you want to close out with our sponsors this week? I did it last week. You want to close out with our sponsors?
I can. Thankfully, we have some wonderful sponsors. The first one being my lovely wife, who is a travel agent for Disney, Universal, cruise lines, all that good stuff. If you're traveling anywhere, get with her. She can help you out. She's helped out countless people, and she is really easy to work with. That's the main thing that I want to make sure people know. We've got Skullface Project. You want to check out those shirts, you need to go to operationmagic.printful.me. Check it out. Buy some stuff. Support him. Support us. We've got the buddies over at Signs of Amusement who working on some signs for us. Can't wait to check those out. Go check out their stuff. That is got to be one of the coolest kind of gigs I've seen somebody have. That's pretty neat.
Gosh, that's so cool.
And
That's one of my favorite things.
Our homie over at Two Marines Who Disney, all kinds of Disney antiquities that I actually need to get with him and figure out how to spruce up this office with more Disney memorabilia. So hopefully Lou hooks you up with a discount
Right?
code free.
Furry. No, Lou is good, and that's dude. I'm so happy he came aboard. I forgot to mention him last week because I forgot we had him. It's been, it's like he's my best friend, but we're always talking Disney. I'm like, I know we're missing one. I think we got him this week. Got him. No, it's tough once you start getting sponsors and you bring them at the back end of the show. I like this back end finishing out with the show because guys, we talk a lot and we want to jump right into it. So
yeah, I think jump right into it is best too.
Yeah,
get the ball rolling, get into it. But we love you guys and thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Thanks for all the love.
this has been another wonderful edition of this thing that we call Operation Magic. We will see you next episode. Take care.
Sláinte.
Sláinte. All right, squad, listen up. You already know who we are. We are the Operation Magic Podcast. Disney loving, dad run, veteran built. Every week, we're here bringing you that magic straight to the veins. And now we've got something even bigger. It's official, guys. The Operation Magic merch. Those t-shirts, those hoodies, the mugs, stickers, you name it. All Disney inspired, all made for the Operation Magic squad. This isn't just gear. This is the uniform. You throw this on, you're not just a fan. You're a part of the family. Every piece supports this show, keeps the mission alive, and helps us keep bringing laughs, the stories, and the magic every single week. So what are you waiting for? Hit operationmagic.printful.me right now. Grab your gear and show the world who you are rolling with. Operation Magic. Rep the magic. Rep the squad.